Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Listen, there are two more problems to be dealt with from the booklet exercise 4. But before that, today's class, physics for the love of physics,
Okay, sir.
not for the sake of the entrance examination. Right? Every physics that we teach should not be focused only towards the entrance. Physics for the sake of physics, we seek something. Right?
Yes, sir.
Akasham, your voice is getting stretched.
Hello, sir. I was asking if you can show
Type the message. Type the message, yours. Or anybody else able to hear Akasham?
No, sir. Oh, sir, it's breaking.
Right. Now listen. First of all, if ever there's a particle M1 moving with a velocity u, and there's a particle M2, and it is an oblique collision, M1 will after the collision move with a velocity v1, M2 after the collision will move with a velocity v2 this way. Now here they specified there are two particles. They specified there are two particles. Then what am I supposed to do? Consider this angle as alpha and this angle as beta. Conservation of momentum along x-axis and y-axis. m1u plus 0 is equal to m1 v1 cos alpha 1 plus m2 v2 cos beta. My first equation. What did you do? You conserved linear momentum along the x-axis. Here you took x and y. Now along the y-axis, initial momentum is 0. Final momentum is m1 v1 sin alpha minus m2 v2 sin beta. Two equations and two variables. If and only if he tells you elastic collision, you will conserve energy. Only for elastic collision, you will write half m1 u square is half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2. This is one orthodox way of solving. What if he gives you the shape of the body? Suppose he tells you this is the circular body and this is another circular body. This was initially moving with a velocity u and he gives you this angle theta. Horizontal plane. Horizontal plane. Somebody is typing, sir, can you give Akash is typing solution of the question you gave in the last class? What was the last class question I have given?
So that's super.
There were two balls.
Height
One
and
was a
two
small ball and one was the super ball. So we have
And
to
the
find
answer is
out
9h.
what height would
Bada
the
aasan hai yaar. Conserve momentum and find the velocity with that how high it goes. That's all. Okay.
Okay, sir, we'll try again.
Listen, this is u. Now, in this particular case, u sin theta will remain unaffected. Here I am taking x-axis as this and y-axis as this. Because the shape of the body is given. Here you told me point objects. Shape is not given. This angle theta is not defined. So now in this particular case, what will you do? If you are calling this M1, you are calling this M2. After collision, how will they look like? After collision, how will they look like? This will be V2, this will be V1. This will remain u sin theta along the common tangent.
Yes.
That will remain unaffected. V1 and V2 are the velocity is after collision. V1 and V2. So what will your equation along x-axis be? M1u cos theta, M1u cos theta is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2 after collision. After collision, M2 velocity is V2, M1 velocity is V1. U sin theta will remain the same. If you ask me the velocity of M1, what will I report? Resultant of V1 and U sin.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In this, they will tell you some value of small e. Small e here will be specified. Here, small e will not be given. Directions will be not possible for you. Here, small e will be given. You will write V2 minus V1 upon U cos theta minus 0. V2 minus V1 upon U cos theta minus 0. Two equations and two variables. So in oblique collisions, there are two ways of dealing with it. One, x-axis, y-axis. Two, they give you the shape of the body, and I know that the impulse is along the common normal. So along the common normal, initial momentum, final momentum of both put together can be conserved. Along the common tangent, you don't need to do anything. Velocities will remain the same. Right? Basic structure. This is a part of the JEE entrance syllabus only. It is not physics for the sake of physics. Take it down. You have questions based on this.
Done, sir.
But don't erase the lower part.
Sir, yes, sir, last class you had given us a problem to try, exercise 4.
Now, why did you join late to the class?
Sir, I joined at 9:37.
9:30.
9:37.
फ्यूचर में ज्वाइन करेंगे
Nine.
सर इसने
Sir, yeah, 7:37.
Seven.
Sir.
Class starts at 7:30. 7:37 you joined implies you deserve a mistake. You deserve a
Yeah.
punishment.
Yes, sir.
Switch
और
on
सर
the
नींद
mic
में भी है ये
and take 7 sit-ups. I'll tell you. We already just discussed that. Somebody asked me about it. I told him, okay, at the end of the class, I'll solve.
Okay, sir.
And you joined late. So switch on your camera and take 7 sit-ups. 7 minutes late you joined, right?
Yes, sir.
7 sit-ups, please. The
Okay.
more you delay, the interest will be compounded.
Yes, sir.
I don't see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just give me 1 minute, sir. Sir, are you able to see me?
Huh.
Yes.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your doubt will be clear.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Welcome. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now listen. Suppose you are dealing with a head-on collision and you are solving the problem with respect to center of mass frame. This is U1, this is U. After collision, this is M1, this is V1, this is V. This is with respect to ground. This is with respect to ground. Right? And suppose you are dealing with elastic collision. Elastic collision. You are dealing with elastic collision. In an elastic collision, I am dealing with elastic collision and COM frame. Elastic collision and COM frame. Kinetic energy given in COM frame is conserved. Half M1 U1C whole square, half M2 U2C whole square will be equal to half M1 V1C whole square, half M2 V2C whole square. What is this suffix C? Velocities are in the center of mass frame. And you
Yes,
know how to
sir.
calculate velocity in the center of mass frame. VCM will remain constant,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Now something more important in center of mass frame. Recollect, vector summation of momentum of all the particles in the center of mass frame will be
Zero.
Zero.
So can you tell me M1 U1C will be equal to M2 U2C?
Yes, sir.
These both will be equal and opposite. Similarly, M1 V1C is equal to M2 V2C. These both in the center of mass frame, momentum of both will be equal and opposite. Same happens here in the center of mass frame. So far, so good. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Half M1 U1C whole square, half M2 U2 will be M1 by M2 U1C whole square, half M1 V1C whole square plus half M2 V2C will be M1 by M2 V1C whole square. Right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Half gets cancelled out also. M1 U1C whole square and take it out common. 1 plus M2 square M2, I'll be left with M1 by M. Is my calculation correct?
Yes, sir.
M1 V1C whole square I take it out common. M1 by M2. Is my calculation correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If it is a perfectly elastic collision, ध्यान से सुनिए. Somebody seen from the center of mass. How will he observe this? This will be U1C. This will be U2C. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Somebody from the center of mass will see both the particles coming towards him.
Yes.
After collision, this U1C will be equal to V1C. That's what you are telling me. The speed with which they are coming will be equal to the speed with which they move away. This
Yes,
will be V2C. This speed will be equal to this speed. I am using the word speed. Why
Yes.
direction will change?
Yes.
And how do I cross verify that my answer is? Some of this momentum should be zero, some of this momentum also should be zero in the center of mass, right? This is M1, this is M2. So in the center of mass frame, remember one very important thing. If a particle is coming with 2 meters per second, it will go back away from the center of mass with 2 meters per second, provided
Elastic.
perfectly elastic collision. So center of mass frame में अगर perfectly elastic collision है, you don't need to do the calculations. You don't need to solve the problem. It's coming with some speed. It is going back with the same speed. Simple. Irrespective of whether M1 is equal to M2, M1 is greater than M2, M1 is lesser than M2, makes no difference for me in the derivation. Whatever may be the speed. Only one condition. Perfectly elastic collision.
Yes.
Whatever speed it is coming, it will be going back with the same speed. If it is
Yes.
coming with 3 meters per second, whatever may be its mass, it will be going back with 3 meters per second with respect to center of mass.
Yes, sir.
Is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take it down. And here, square means I will get plus or minus. Why am I getting plus or minus? This is this way, this is this way. Right? U1C is equal to V1C and U2C is equal to V2C. Only one condition. It should be a perfectly elastic collision.
Yes, sir. Done.
Show me this with an example. Consider the following one dimension collision. A mass of 4m moves to the right. Mass of 4m moves to the right. Mass of small m moves to the left. Both with the same speed v. Perfectly elastic collision. Perfectly elastic collision. So very simple, straight hit. Find their final velocities. Find, make this u and u so that final velocity we can call v. Find final velocities of both the particles. Problem is very simple, so I'll solve it. Right? Let's make a deal. I always solve the easier ones, you will solve the tough ones.
Okay.
Initial momentum 4m into u minus m into u is equal to, you will assume final momentum 4m into v1 m into v2. 4m into v1 plus m into v2. So m gets cancelled out. You're left with 3u is equal to 4v1 plus v2 is your first equation. What is your second equation, small a? I'll take everything in this direction as positive. Always decide the sign convention before you're starting the problem. If somebody says I take left as positive, you're welcome. I have no problem with that. Right? Now, v2 minus v1, v2 minus v1 upon u minus of minus u, v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u. This will be v2 minus v1 is equal to 2u. This is my second equation. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So far, so good. No big deal. Just subtract. V2 will go. 4v1 plus v1 is 5v1 will be equal to u. V1 is equal to u by 5. How much will V2 be equal to? 2u plus u by 5 is 11. U by 5 is V2. This part of the board is visible.
Yes,
So
sir.
V1 is u by 5. V2 is 11 u by 5 after collision. A very simple straight hit. But suppose if I see this problem from the center of mass. I see this problem from the center of mass. What was the velocity of center of mass at the first place? Velocity of center of mass 4m into u minus m into u upon 5m, right? 3u by 5 is the velocity of center of mass. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Now, particle's initial velocity with respect to center of mass is u minus 3u by 5.
Yes.
This is center of mass. Velocity of this with respect to center of mass is velocity of the particle minus velocity of center of mass. U minus 3u by 5. This is u minus 3u by 5. 3u by 5. This will be 2u by 5. This m will be minus u minus 3u by 5. This will be minus 8u by 5. Is my calculation correct?
Yes, sir.
So the person standing on the center of mass will feel this particle approaching him with 2u by 5, this particle approaching. Why are you putting negative sign? Opposite direction. Center of mass is in this direction. Center of mass is moving towards the right with 3u by 5. This is minus u, minus 3u by 5, minus 8u by 5. That means technically 4m is moving with 2u by 5, m is moving with 8u by 5. Just to confirm that I am on the right track, 4m into 2u by 5 is how much? 8mu by 5 minus 8mu by 5.
Zero.
Always keep verifying vector summation of momentum of all the particles in the center of mass spring will be
0.
we are on the right track.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So you don't need to do the calculation thereafter. Why? In the center of mass spring, if you are solving after collision with respect to center of mass, 4m will have the same speed, m will have the same speed in the opposite direction. Show me that you will get the same answer. U is center of mass is traveling with a velocity of u. 8u by 5 is with respect to center of mass. 8u by 5 is with respect to
Center of mass.
get velocity of center of mass with respect to ground and get the velocity of small m with respect to ground. Velocity of small m with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass with respect to ground is velocity of small m with respect to ground. 8u by 5 plus u. Am I getting
Sir, it should be 3u by 5, no?
3 by 5 u
हाँ
by
सर क्योंकि सेंटर ऑफ मास का वेलोसिटी 3u by 5 है वो u नहीं.
3u by 5? I get 11u by 5, which is my answer.
Yes, sir.
Now, same applies here. Velocity of 4m with respect to center of mass less velocity of center of mass with respect to ground is minus 2u by 5 plus 3u by 5. Do I get back u by 5? So suppose you are dealing with an elastic collision in the center of mass frame. Particle coming with certain speed is going back with the same speed. मुझे सेंटर ऑफ मास फ्रेम में नहीं करना है यार, ये दोनों इक्वेशन सिंपल लग रहे हैं मुझे. यू कैन कंफर्टेबली डू इट, यू डोंट नीड टू लर्न. दिस इज फिजिक्स फॉर द लव ऑफ
Physics.
comfortably. This will give you the answer in the examination. Somebody who do not know this also can comfortably get into it. It has got nothing to do with the entrance part of it. But then in oblique collision, this will become very, very, very easy. In oblique collision, this concept will become very, very, very easy, while the traditional will appear very huge. I'll take a very standard example to explain that.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, in the second method, the velocity of the center of mass is u because initially all both the bodies are traveling towards it with speed u, right?
In the second method, velocity of center of mass is 3u/5.
Oh, okay.
3u/5.
Okay, sir, okay.
Done, sir.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Done, sir.
Yes, sir, done. बस वो साइड का नीचे वाला रख मत.
Okay, okay.
Done, sir.
In the center of mass frame, one point to be remembered in oblique collisions. See, center of mass is either at rest or moving with uniform velocity. Newton doesn't differentiate between the two. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I am the center of mass. Let us assume two particles are coming this way. If it is a perfectly head-on collision, after collision they will be moving straight back along the same line. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
On the contrary, if there are two particles coming, this is the center of mass. These two particles are coming this way. This is the center of mass. They collide. After collision, they appear to move along these lines, right? They were coming this way, but they're going away this way because of the impulse. So if ever I tell you this is U1C and this is U2C with respect to center of mass, right? Head-on collision, they come this way and they move this way. Oblique collision, they will move this way. They will remain along the same line. This and this will be along a straight line, right? These both should be along the straight line because vector summation of this momentum and this momentum should be equal.
Yes, sir.
But they will not be along their initial line in oblique collision. This is the center of mass. They are coming this way. They are coming this way and colliding. After collision, they will be moving this way. That means two particles coming and colliding this way. After collision, may be moving this way. Head-on collision, they will be moving back along the same line. Oblique collision, they will not move back along the same line. Keep this in your mind. I'll use it at the right place. Right now, there is no hurry for that. Right now, I want you people to solve one typical problem from Irido. This one single problem we will deal with in three perspectives. One is a student's perspective. How will a student think while solving it? Two is an author's perspective. When an author writes a book, how will he think about that particular problem? Three is the researcher's perspective. When you're trying to do research, what will be your perspective when you look at these problems?
Oh, okay.
Right? This is a typical problem from Irido, and you know the history of this particular problem ironically without your knowledge. Consider m1 to be a particle moving with a velocity u, or call it u1. m2 is at rest. m2 is at rest. After collision, m1 is moving with a velocity v1. m2 is moving with a velocity v2. No big deal.
Yes.
Now they are asking, find theta maximum. What is the maximum angle by which theta can be deflected if m1 is less than m2? m1 is greater than m2. And it is a perfectly elastic collision. And perfectly elastic collision. Perfectly elastic collision, don't forget. m1 greater than m2, don't forget. Right? And you are asking me for theta maximum. Theta maximum is the angle by which is m1 deflected. Theta maximum is the angle by which m1 is deflected. Ironically, I didn't ask you the second half. You should have asked me theta maximum if m1 is less than m2.
Sir,
Why
that's
did you ask?
180. That's 180 directly.
180 degrees, something that you people learned in Rutherford's gold foil experiment.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Nucleus was very dense,
M1
so
less than
it
M2, theta
deflected.
maximum will be 180 degree. Will you prove that mathematically now? Yes, I will. Though not from the ground frame. Right? So temporarily, I will not ask you this question because you know the answer for it. For this, you don't know the answer. What if M1 is greater than M2? What is the maximum angle by which it can be deflected? It's a long problem. I'll give you 5 minutes. Will you try or should I discuss?
So we will try.
Of course, we'll try.
We'll try.
हाँ ऐसा नहीं कि 2-3 स्टेप्स में आ जाएगा, थोड़ा लंबा है, सोच के करना पड़ेगा. No Pushpam, angle between V1, V2 need not be 90. No such condition is given. In the diagram, somebody is typing in the diagram, it's looking like 0 degree. What is looking
Third
like 0? Which one?
Is calling theta 0 degrees.
Not
Thank you,
No, sir,
upside down.
probably
Now,
they're
clearly
talking
see
about
the
the
diagram.
head-on collision. They're talking about it looks like a head-on collision.
Yes, sir, I'm saying that.
No, it is oblique collision, but they're point objects.
Okay, sir.
Oblique collision, point objects.
Okay, sir.
Head-on collision, why will they move in these two directions? Initial momentum is 0, final is 0 in the vertical direction. Shall I?
1 minute. Try now.
Now listen, all of you. This is a student's perspective. This is the way they attempt this particular problem. First, you conserve linear momentum along x-axis. This is what many of you might have done to some extent and lost patience half the way through. M1 U1 is equal to M1 V1 cos theta. Right?
Yes, sir.
I'll call this angle
Alpha.
B.
Mm.
Beta or alpha, anything will do. M2 V2
T2 cos beta.
m2 v2 cos beta. This is my first equation. Conservation of angular momentum along x-axis. Along y-axis.
Y-axis.
m1 v1 sin theta minus
Minus
m2 v2 sin beta is my second equation. Right? You told me it is a perfectly elastic collision. Half m1 u1 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Whole
Yes.
of the game is about simplifying the three equations. That's all. Right?
Yes.
So we can also use the E equation, right? Coefficient of restitution.
ऐसा यूज करोगे पॉइंट
Yeah.
मास दिया हुआ है एंगल नहीं दिया हुआ एंगल ऑफ इंपैक्ट नहीं दिया हुआ
That we have assumed, right, beta.
नहीं एंगल ऑफ इंपैक्ट बीटा कहाँ एज्यूम किया है एंगल बाय व्हिच बीटा एंगल व्हिच m2 meets with the horizontal x-axis is beta.
Sir, but M2 will move along the angle of impact only. No?
Yes, sir.
m2 will move along.
Like जैसा impact होगा common normal
In the
जो होगा,
direction
उसके along ही
of
move
beta.
करेगा ना.
Right?
And V1 we can resolve.
That I have no issue with.
Yes.
By the way, one of them typed, can we go into the frame of M1 and solve? I would never suggest that because M1 accelerates during collision. Center of mass frame is permitted because that is inertial frame. It may be moving or it may be at rest, that will remain constant. But I will never suggest that you go into the M1 frame and solve the problem. Right? Or M1, M2 frame because both the particles during collision will accelerate. And momentum conservation with respect to an accelerating frame is not permitted. Right? Now listen. Simplification wise, I will divide the first equation by m2. You will get u1 is equal to v1 cos theta plus lambda v2 cos beta. You are calling lambda as m2 by m1. You will substitute this in the last step. First equation I divided all throughout by m1. Are you okay with it?
Yes.
Yes.
Second equation v1 sin theta is equal to lambda v2 sin beta. This is my second equation. I divided by m1. Third equation will be u1 square is equal to v1 square plus lambda v2 square. Right? u1 square is equal to v1 square plus lambda v2 square. So far, so good. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now from the first two, step by step, you should know which all steps we are going. First two equations, I will find out V1 and V2. From the first two equations, see, this sin theta, if you bring it to the denominator and substitute here, I'll get V2. U1 is equal to V1, how do I substitute? Lambda V2 sin beta by sin theta. Can I call this to be V1? Lambda V2 sin beta by sin theta. Can I call it to be V1?
Yes.
Yes.
Lambda V2 cos beta. Now my requirement is V2. Lambda V2, if I bring it out common, denominator I keep sin theta. This will be sin beta cos theta plus cos beta sin theta. Something appears familiar, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
1 sin theta upon lambda sin of theta plus beta. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
I calculated V2. Now calculate V1. How do I get V1? Lambda V2 sin beta upon sin theta. Substitute V2 from here. Lambda U1 sin theta upon lambda sine of theta plus beta. This B2 is substituted from here. Sine beta upon sine theta. This will go, lambda will go. U1 sine beta upon sine of theta plus beta.
Yes, sir. Got this.
This is V1, this is V2. Why did you calculate V1 and V2? Substitute in this equation, your job will be done. But I'm running short of space. I have some complete board to be used, reused again. Take it down till here. This is half the problem. All that I have done, conservation of linear momentum along x-axis, conservation of linear momentum along y-axis, conservation of energy. And why did you calculate V1 and V2? From the first two equations, you calculated V1 and V2 to be substituted here. And why are you doing whole of this? I want differentiation of theta with respect to a variable equated to 0. That will give me the angle beta at which theta is maximum. Whenever maxima is asked, the student's perspective is to see it as d theta by the differentiate theta with respect to the variable and equate it to 0. Tell me when I can rub the board.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this V1 and V2 I'll substitute in the kinetic energy equation. V1 and V2 I'll substitute in the kinetic energy equation. U1 square, left hand side I had U1 square,
Yes.
U1 sine beta by sine of theta plus beta. This is whole square. This was V1, right?
V1.
Lambda
Yes.
V2 square is U1 sine theta upon
Lambda.
Lambda sine theta plus
Theta is beta.
theta plus beta whole square. U1 square will get cancelled out. One lambda will get cancelled out. You will be left with this. If I bring it to the numerator of the left hand side, sine square theta plus beta is sine square beta plus sine square theta by lambda. Is my calculation correct?
Yes, sir, correct.
Yes.
Now I bring this to the left. Sine square theta plus beta minus sine square beta is sine square theta by lambda. Sine square A minus sine square B. Sine of
A
A
plus B.
minus
A
B
minus B into A plus B.
into sine of A plus B theta plus 2 theta is sine square theta by A. Right? Bring lambda to the left hand side here. I got lambda to the left hand side here. Right? One sine theta will get cancelled out. Sine of theta plus 2 beta is sine theta. Ultimately, we were in search of this. Why were you in search of this here? I want to bring theta in terms of one variable. That variable was beta. Now, d theta by d beta should be 0. Why?
Maximum theta.
Maximum.
Maximum.
So, you had n number of variables. You had V1, you had V2, you had beta. You selected beta. You can select V1. Some student may select V2. Differentiate theta with respect to V2 and equate it to 0. Differentiate theta, but I would prefer theta in terms of another angle. Right? Now differentiate this. D by, you are differentiating with respect to beta. Sine of theta plus 2 beta is d by d beta of sine theta. And what are you in search of? You are in search of d theta by d beta should be 0.
Yes.
What will this become? Differentiation of cos of theta plus 2 beta into differentiation of this. This will be 2 times
Beta.
d theta by d beta. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, 2 plus.
Sir,
2 plus. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Will be equal to cos theta into d theta by d beta.
Yes.
For theta to be maximum, you should have d theta by d beta should be equal to 0. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Put this as 0, put this as 0. You will get cos of theta plus 2 beta is equal to 0. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Because lambda cannot be 0.
Yes, sir.
That implies theta plus 2 beta is equal to pi by 2.
Yes, sir.
So now resubstitute in this particular equation. Lambda into sine pi by 2 is equal to sine theta. So sine theta you are getting is lambda. Lambda was m2 by m1. This is the maximum value of theta by which the first particle m1 will be deflected. Sine theta is equal to m2 by m1 is the maximum value of theta by which m1 will be deflected. This is purely a student's perspective. What if you ask me for an author's perspective? It will be much shorter than this. Could you show us that? Fair enough. I will. I need the board for that. Tell me when I can rub the board.
1 minute.
So do we find beta as well?
No, not it. He asked for theta maximum. The incoming particle is deflected by a maximum angle of m2 by m1, provided m1 is greater than m2. Whole of this problem makes sense only if m1 is greater than m2.
Sir, the toughness graph is going up, sir, exponential.
Wait for 5 minutes. When I show you the researcher's perspective, you'll admire.
Answer.
I repeat again, you don't need to know this problem to get into it. Be crystal clear about it. Right? This is taking this one step of ahead. Physics for the sake of
Physics.
Physics.
author's perspective. Author's perspective. Recollect, once long back I taught you something called SL-Lunis theorem in kinematics.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whenever there is an inequality involved, R maximum calculate करने के लिए you use that theorem, your job will be done in 2 steps.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
yes.
That was in kinematics. I am not asking you to use it here. But what was the concept he used there? He bought it in the form of a quadratic equation and he said discriminant should be greater than or equal to.
Zero.
याद आ रहा है?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Whenever maxima or minima is asked, somehow I have seen all standard authors think in that direction. Right from SL-Loni till Morin. All these standard authors, they think in that direction. They will try to bring it in terms of a quadratic equation, put it greater than or equal to 0, they get their answers. That will be simpler than this, undoubtedly. Tell me if I can rub the board.
Yes.
First of all, how do they bring in these variables into their equation? They called this momentum P1. They are calling this P1 dash, they are calling this P2 dash, P1 dash plus P2 dash vector summation. This equation, are you people okay with?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Vectors, no cos theta, no sin theta. Vectors, P1 vector should be equal to P1 dash vector plus P2 dash vector. Now, what was asked in the question? Theta maximum. How will you incorporate that into this? Play it smart. This is P1, right? P1 minus P1 dash will be equal to P2 dash. Agreed?
Yes.
Square both sides. P1 square plus P1 dash whole square 2 P1 dash cos theta. Cos theta is the angle between P1 dash and P1 will be equal to P2 dash square. Successfully he brought theta into the equation without introducing variables called V2 and beta. There were 2 variables for you when you solved called V2 and beta. You had to eliminate two variables, hence it was that long. अब तूने यहाँ V2 and beta introduce नहीं किया, सिर्फ P2. You got rid of one variable right at the start. Look at the smartness of the author. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now you have to incorporate one more equation called conservation of energy. That's not your choice. Elastic collision में energy is conserved. Fundamentally, you have to incorporate that. Kinetic energy expression is P1 square by 2m1 is equal to P1 dash square by 2m1 plus P2 dash square by 2m2. Kinetic energy equation, do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? Now, I need to eliminate this. Bring everything in terms of P1 and P1 dash. I need to eliminate P2 dash. This I need to eliminate. That means I'll take this to the left. P1, or I'll skip that part so that I can save time. P1 square plus P1 dash square minus 2 P1 dash cos theta. P2 square will be P1 square by 2m1 minus P1 dash square by 2m1 whole into 2m.
2m2.
Do you agree with this?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
I will just rearrange. I'm running short of space here. Rearranging this, you should be able to write this as P1 square into 1 minus m2 by m1 minus 2 P1 dash cos theta plus P1 dash square. This is minus 2 P1 dash cos theta. P1 dash square into 1 plus m2 by m1 should be equal to 0. I just rearranged them. P1 square I took common. P1 dash I kept as it is. P1 dash square I took common. Should not be difficult. It is one step of a simplification. Say something. Are you convinced? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now see, this job will finish your problem in the next 2 steps. They played it very smart. They bought this in terms of a quadratic equation.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Now this should have real roots for this to happen.
Yes, sir.
Discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0. 4. Discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0. 4
P1 square.
P1 dash whole square cos square theta. 4 P1 dash whole square cos square theta should be greater than or equal to 4 into 1 minus m2 by m1 d square minus 4ac. C will be P1 dash whole square 1 plus m2 by m1. Discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0. So far so good, yes or no?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
P1 dash.
P1 dash square, she's right. P1 dash or P1 dash? P1 dash.
So we could have
The
taken
P1 dash.
either one. Now that you have taken P1 dash square.
Cos square theta should be greater than 1 minus m2 by m1 whole
Whole
square.
square.
Bring this to the left. M2 by m1 should be greater than or equal
Times
to
square.
1 minus cos square theta.
सर स्क्वायर आएगा ना m2 by m1 का
M2 by m1 whole square. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Theta less than theta.
Sin theta is less than or equal to m2 by m1. Purely an author's perspective of trying to bring whole of the equation in terms of a quadratic equation in P1. This is a quadratic equation in P1. Quadratic in P1 and then using discriminant greater than or equal to 0. Recollect SL-Lonis theorem, we did the same thing. So always keep this in mind. If ever you can bring a problem in terms of a quadratic and play with the discriminant, your inequality will match in 99% of the cases.
Sir,
Hmm.
so I use a similar procedure, but sir, can you please tell me what's the purpose of using P as momentum instead of M1 V1? I mean, I use it because I figure it would save variables, but why
Wait.
did we?
Yeah, I couldn't hear to what you are saying. Talk slowly, talk loud.
Okay, sir. So what is the purpose of using P as momentum?
You eliminated two variables, V2
Yes,
and V1.
sir. Okay. Yes,
V2
sir, that's
and
true.
beta, you got it in terms of P2. And then you eliminated P2 as well.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah.
These are
Thank
the
you.
two equations at your disposal. And then you didn't try to solve for theta. You played with the quadratic equation. Discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0.
Yeah, so eliminating variables is the only purpose, right? Like nothing more.
Naturally.
Yeah, so thank you.
Lesser the number of variables, life becomes simpler. No? Third perspective is the researcher's perspective. I need the board for that. You will be amused to see the solution of that. The board.
10 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Easy.
Sir, the
Yes, sir. Done.
All of you will keep your eyes, mind, and your heart open.
Yes. Eyes,
Mind and heart open.
And hard.
You will fall in love with physics. I assure you. BCM क्या बोला आपने? M1 U1 upon M1
M1 plus M2.
M1 plus
U1C will be U1 minus VC. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
U1 minus M1 U1 upon M1 plus M2. How much is this? M2
M2 U1 by M1 plus M2.
By M1 plus
M2 U1C. ये तो बड़ा सिली कैलकुलेशन है, कोई भी कर सकता है या नहीं यार?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Divide both the equations. VCM by U1C is equal to M1 by
M1 by M2.
I just need this information. What did you tell me? If I look at it from the center of mass frame, your point was in a head-on collision, particles coming straight will go back straight.
Yes,
But if
sir.
it's an oblique collision, particles coming straight will again go back straight, but at a different angle. This is what you were trying to tell me. If this is U1C, this is U2C, after the collision, this will be V1C, this will be V2C. There will be an angle phi. This will be V2C. This is what you were telling me. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just keep this information with you. Please observe this carefully. I will draw the vector VCM like this. U1C, will it be along the same line?
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
What you are telling me is V1C will not be along the same line.
Yes, sir.
Particle coming this way will go this way. U1C, it will go at some angle. I don't know the angle, nor am I interested in it right now. But all I know for sure is, if the particle is coming straight towards the center of mass, if it is not a head-on collision, it will be going this way, and this will be going this way. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
But one thing is for sure, speed of these two will be equal because it is a perfectly elastic collision.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this length will be equal to this length. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
If these two lengths are equal, we would prefer to draw the diagram like this. Before you can blink, the problem will be over. Please concentrate. I draw a circle this way. This is U1C. This is V1C. This is VC. This angle may be phi. Some angle phi which I'm not interested in. What is the angle that you are interested in? I am interested in this angle theta, because this will be V1 dash. V1 rather. This will be V1. Why? This is velocity of one in the center of mass frame plus velocity of center of mass. Will I get the velocity with respect to ground?
Yes,
Velocity
sir.
of mass plus velocity of center of mass. Will I get velocity of one in the ground frame?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This theta is what you are asking me for maximum.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
यही तो पूछ रहे थे आप.
Yes, sir.
What all informations did I use? Firstly, particle coming straight will go at an angle. So it is going at some angle. I don't care about that angle right now. But because it is a perfectly elastic collision, this length is equal to this length.
Yes, sir.
You will get one small doubt here. Why did you draw VCM greater than this? How did you know that this vector is greater than this? इसीलिए मैंने calculate किया है. You have given me M1 greater than M2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
VCM is greater than U1C.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
this length is greater than this.
Yes.
Yes.
Problem is over. क्या problem हो गया? Problem कहाँ हो गया? Problem is over. Keep your eyes, mind, and heart open. Have a look at this. I want to keep increasing theta. Keep rotating this vector.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
To what maximum value can you increase theta? As you are rotating that vector, observe this carefully. Maximum value will come when this is perpendicular.
Yes, sir.
This is V1C. This is theta maximum when this is perpendicular. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Sin theta maximum according to you is V1C by VCM. V1C by VCM. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But V1C is equal to U1C.
U1,
U1.
How much is U1C by VCM?
M2 by
M2
M.
by M1.
Is this the answer that you are expecting?
Yes.
Yes.
sir.
For the love of,
Physics.
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 look how simple it is. As you turn this, the theta value is increasing. When will theta be maximum? When this is perpendicular.
Yes.
After which you further turn, theta will start decreasing.
Yes, sir.
So
Theta maximum happens when this is 90. V1C by VCM. V1C is equal to U1C. You already told me that in perfectly elastic collision. So V1C is U1C. U1C by VCM is M2 by M1. That will be theta maximum.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Listen very carefully. Suppose if M1 was less than M2, Rutherford's gold foil experiment. M1 was less than M2. M2 was gold foil.
Yes.
M1 was helium.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All of you listen. If M2 is greater than M1, M2 greater than M1, VCM will be lesser than U1C. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
VCM will be lesser. I'll draw this diagram here. Observe this. If M2 is greater than M1, M2 is greater than M1. You have solved the problem for M1 greater than M2. This was what your problem also. If M2 is greater than M1, observe this. U1C will be greater than VCM.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
How will you draw this diagram now? This is U1C and this is VCM.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is V1C. Now,
Yes.
as I am rotating, what is theta maximum? 180 आ रहा है कि नहीं?
180 degree.
Yes, sir. 180.
हाँ सर आ रहा है.
अब तक हमने ग्राउंड फ्रेम स्टूडेंट्स पर्सपेक्टिव और ऑथर्स पर्सपेक्टिव में सिर्फ ये कर पाए, उतना लंबा प्रोसीजर. रिसर्चर्स पर्सपेक्टिव में दोनों एक ही स्टेप में आ जाएंगे आपको. जस्ट अप्लाई M2 greater than M1, VCM will be lesser than U1C. Keep turning this. To what extent theta will be increasing? Up to 180. That's what Rutherford observed. That 1 in 10,000 particles is coming back by 180 degrees. He was perfectly right.
Can you explain the M2 greater than M1 part again?
I'll do one thing. I'll rub it out and I'll draw it here only. Take it
Yes.
down. Right. I'll rub the right hand side and then draw it for M2 greater than M1. Do one thing. Don't take this down. I'll do it.
Sir, were you be able to solve this question in one go?
No. We learned this as theory. There is a standard mechanics textbook which you people also will follow in your engineering second year. Kleppner and Kolenko. Right.
But that book teaches these methods.
Yeah. This
Okay.
gives this method.
Sir, over here we just use the fact of elastic collisions having the same speed, right? Nothing else.
Perfect.
All else was
Nothing.
vector summation.
Conservation of momentum, ये वो कुछ नहीं. एक ही फंडा यूज. This length is equal to this length, so you do a circle. Drawing the circle, finish your draw. Here I will write, you are dealing with M1 greater than M. That means VCM is greater than U1C. VCM is greater than U1C. So please write these two steps in front of this diagram. Please write these two in front of this diagram. The reverse will be true in the next
Yes.
page. I'll rub and I'll show it to you here.
So,
Hmm.
so if you want to use vector summation and do it with the ground frame, then how will it?
See, ground frame, I have a problem. This and this are not equal.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this circle drawing and will not work out. Solving in ground frame using vector summation, author's perspective will be the shortest. Rather the only possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Done, sir.
Oh, 1 second.
Sir, how did we know that the angle between the velocity of center of mass and the velocity of v1 is going to be what we want?
Velocity of one with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass is velocity with respect to ground.
Yes.
That makes an angle of theta where the initial direction, that's what is being asked.
Yes. Okay.
Somebody is asking, why is this called a researcher's approach? When you do research, you'll understand they'll force you to think on these lines for every problem that you face. Right? Off late, computer modeling also has become a part of it, but basically they'll insist that you think on these lines. Now listen, I'll try to accommodate just about this. Here, M1 is less than M2. M1 is less than M2. Then that implies VCM is less than U1C. VCM is less than U1C. That means this length should become lesser than this. I'll make changes in the diagram. This is now VCM. This is U1C. This is V1C. This will be V1. Velocity of one with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass is velocity of one with respect to ground. What is the maximum value of theta? 180 degree. As I am turning this, theta is increasing, theta is increasing, theta is increasing till 180. Right? Theta maximum will be 180 degree. Hence, Rutherford's observation could be explained. Now, next week we will have 3 classes because your seniors now are going for slowly they are leaving the crash course and walking towards their prelims, college prelims. So we will have 3 lectures. One lecture will be converted into a doubt lecture. Right?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We and finish your homework. Exercise 4 of the booklet may there are 2 problems, 3 problems which I am yet to discuss. Don't touch exercise 4. Finish up to exercise 3.
Okay.
Right? I'll send you an assignment. Solve the objectives, not the subjectives.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir,
I'll
that's
send
good.
you the assignment. Solve the objectives. There are 60 questions in the assignment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
आपने बताया
How many objectives?
आपने आपने सबने बताया सर.
Hence, solve the objectives. Exercise 4, I yet have to help you out in some aspects. Then I'll give you exercise 4 of the booklet and the subjective questions of the assignment as homework. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See you people in the next
Sir,
one.
sir, I had sent you a kinematics problem and you said you'll check it out after some class and then you have not like replied. So can Can you see it right
Can
now?
you resend that, because
Yes, sir,
now
just
this
a
week
second.
I'll be free. I'll get it done today.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you were about to solve that question once, but he had left.
Which one?
Sir, one day you were about to solve and then I guess he has left. He had left.
Acha. Okay, doesn't matter. Send it again. We'll see it. Okay.
It was like the exercise one problem.
Yes, sir, send it to you.
Okay. Wish you all a happy weekend. See you people in the next class.
Sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I was revising the notes of COM only like collision. And sir, in one of the old class ka some simplification may I had getting two different answers from COM frame and ground frame. So can I send you my working and can you? I asked 2-3 people, they did not find the error. So I don't know what's
Send
going
me.
on.
Today evening I'll be free. I'll go through it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good day. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.